he went away and he started hanging around, bugging me every night when I want to go out with you. He said things that wasn't very nice, but oh boy, guess who's back? Yes, apparently the boyfriend's back from this is a 62-year-old song. See, the boyfriend's back. He's gonna be in trouble. This person's gonna be in trouble. The person's been that spreading lies were untrue. So she's basically so look now because he's coming after you. So she's threatening this guy. He's been long way. He's been gone for a long time. Okay, doesn't have a real time frame. Okay. Strengthen him because he's never been born. He's awful strong, allegedly. Apparently, this boyfriend of hers is going to save her reputation. She's telling this other guy to get out of town. Guess I put that on real quick because I was kind of watching the 1993 cult movie of the same name, My Boyfriend is Back, but it was also called Johnny Zombie, according to the DVD commentary. I hope Phil Seymour Hoffman's first movie. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, where we want to go today? So far, it's actually raining right now. Unfortunately, it couldn't wait one day to rain out other people parade. It's really nothing worse than out-of-state drivers or even in-town upstate drivers. I'm saying there's nothing worse than Chicago drivers or people from Kentucky. They drive like shit. I guess they're from both a shitty state and a shitty town. Actually, I'm going to play this. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to play. So, you know me. I'm really good with the ladies. Yes. I actually forgot about this one person. So 10 years ago, the Rams picked up and moved to Los Angeles and didn't give a fuck about my money anymore. Which, by the way, is the same time frame of something else, but let's not go down that aisle again. So I went to. Usually, grocery stores have like in conjoining restaurants, and a lot of the Ram schemes were getting blocked out. I mean, they were already not shown here in town because the stupid Chicago Bears, not Bears. I say unbelong. The Chicago Bears and the Colts and the Packers have basically first dibs when they came to broadcasting. Even though, let's face it, I'm 100 miles away from, say, 50 miles away, I could have been watching a football game. No, I had to run the gamble of going to the grill and seeing, hey, you got the game on today? No? Okay. There's that again. So, needless to say, throughout the last couple seasons, that last season, I spent a lot of money at that grill. Ate a lot of cheeseburgers, and yeah. And there was like this really cute waitress, short brunette, dark hair, which drives me wild. And I was still trying to get over everything. You know, I was still broken heart. Well, why would you still be broken hearted? But I was still vulnerable. That's a good word, vulnerable. And it was like, you know, hey, I can move on. Watch me. So, I had a good rapport going with her. And like, yeah, she was like all the women in my life were gone. Well, not all the women in my life. Still got that special one out in California. But so Jim Norton, one of my favorite comedians. He at the time working on. He still was at Sirius XM doing an advice show, which by the way he does now as a podcast weekly. I really should, actually call in and say, hey, this is actually a follow-up from something from 9.5 years ago. Yeah. By the way, I have a side tangent. I actually met Jim Norton. I have a little funny photo op with him. And it's probably one of my best photos op ever with a celebrity. So Jim Norton, the podcast comedian who's been in, to get a frame of reference, original Spider-Man, he was the cranky construction worker going, he stinks and I don't like him. He's in Zack and Miriam, he's the bald guy. He's in the audition scene where he's the bald guy reading the script. He's wearing like a black suit. Very, very. You can't mess him. He's bald like me. And he's actually now married to a lovely lady. And, I'm assuming at the time of this recording, the one I'm probably going to dissect and analyze, he was still dating Nikki. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Netflix is now on Hulu, so that was not my shirt.
I'm just kind of synced up at the right.
Thanks so much. All right, pal. What's up, Joe in Springfield? Hello?
Some context. I called, was on the line, and it's very, very hard when you're picking up. So, and I was a little nervous talking to the great Jim Norton. And yeah, I was actually in my truck doing this.
Yeah.
You know, this has been almost 10 years, and I vividly remember every move I was making with Liz to him. So, alright, play it, stupid.
Hey, buddy.
Hi. I'm going to get to the chase because I know there's a lot of people who want to talk to you. So this is
I was a courteous caller.
a girl, she's a waitress at the local diner, let's say, and I want to know how is the best way to ask her out.
Well, it's funny, I've always been bad at that. I've always been awful at making the initial move and going, hey, how you doing? You know, I don't know what to do with that stuff. Do you get any indication that she's interested?
Hindsight, I think she was just really friendly, but I don't know. At the time, you know, I thought she was really into me.
Last time we chat, there was a nice family chat. You know, I flirted with her. She showed me
Friendly, not family.
her 1-year-old kid. But I just want like a independent point of view of what to do. And
You can tell my nervousness. Trust me. It was like the first time really calling in, and I was just like, it was like on a whim doing this.
in a situation like that,
Well,
how do I?
You might want to ask her, say, look, you might want to say, like, hey, do you want to, where do you eat when you're not, like, you might want to just talk about eating somewhere and say, like, I know you don't just eat here because you work here. Do you want to go somewhere else and eat or get coffee, you know, that's not here where you're working? I know it's awkward. I'm really shitty at that, dude. I don't even know what I would do. I remember years and years ago, we used to go to this diner, and there's this girl, Alice, who I liked, believe it or not Linda Lavin. I'm being silly. But
There was a TV show called Alice back in the 70s.
this like Romanian girl named Alice. And I asked her out, and she said yes. We went out a few times, and I realized that, you know, I wasn't as into her as I thought. So,
By the way, the TV show Alice, famous catchphrase was "Kiss my grits." I just thought I should add that. It's a pretty funny line.
sometimes you get the yes, and then you realize you're not as into them as you thought. So why don't you just ask her to go eat somewhere? Or have you talked to her at all and gotten to know her?
I know. We kind of chat a little bit. We saw each other over the last couple of months because I came in to watch the football on the Sunday afternoon.
Nervousness kills a lot. Momentum. Nothing has really changed, really, I don't think.
And, you know, she kind of see me and she goes, oh, hey, how you doing, you know? But, you know, like 2 weeks ago, it's like we really had a good chat and whatnot. And since Valentine's is coming up, may want to, you know, take her out and show her a good time, so to speak.
Good time, so to speak. You know, I was trying to be funny, you know. You know, because it's dirty. Jim Norton's a dirty comedian. Yeah. What was the conversation about? I don't know. Can't remember.
Well, see if she'll go out with you before then. You don't want that to be your first date. But, you know, that's what I would suggest. Just ask her if she wants to go eat somewhere other than the diner. She's got to be really sick and tired of being there. So maybe you want to acknowledge the fact, like, you know, I would ask you to, you know, you know, maybe we can go to lunch or something, but, you know, not here. You know, and just see what she says, or ask her just to go somewhere else. I mean, or go for a drink. I mean, I don't even know what people say anymore. Because as in the time that I've done stand-up, as the years have gone on, the way I meet people changes. So, you know, so much of it is through social media and through texting, like, you know, in a Twitter app or in Bumble or one of them. So you've already got the initial icebreaker down. But I don't know exactly what the thing is. But I would say just be, you know, if you're getting along with her and she's a nice girl, and if you're talking about things, or say, hey, you want to go grab something to eat that's not here? I don't know what your schedule is, and see what she says.
Okay, let's see what I can do, and hopefully I can give you a nice follow-up.
All right, good luck.
If you know what I mean.
All right, pal.
All right, bye.
Good luck. Good question here.
Well, here's the follow-up. So, short time later, she no longer worked there. Can you believe that? That's the follow-up. Yeah, I literally suck at meeting women. I mean, that's true. Not true yet. You got lucky last year, Joe. But no, literally, I took his advice. I waited, and I was kind of like, hey, where's so and so? I think her name was Abby. I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying that because she just looks like this one girl, Abby, who I used to work at the country club. But yeah, it was like, and she was like gone. I was like, oh, like every person I ever locally been interested. Hey, I'm really interested in you. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, cool. And fucking UFO come and pick her up. She vanished like vanishing point. No. Let's rewind that. She vanished like Jimmy Hoffa. Or no, wait. Let's go back. Let's go deeper. She vanished like Michael Rockefeller. Can we make any more 50-year-old, 45-year-old reference to missed people? What was that one chick like 20 years ago? Natalie Wood. It's not Natalie Wood. Anyways, the point was, I took too long, missed the shot, and once again, left alone. Also, personal experience. Don't go on a date a night after Valentine's Day. Because that's where I went out with that girl, Kate, and she's like, "Yeah, just not feeling it." Then right on Facebook, you ever put on wasted really good makeup, Natalie Holloway. What did I say? Natalie Wood? That was close enough. That was 20 years ago. She'd be almost she's basically my age. Alright. I guess depending on that Justin Vandersloot guy. Anyways, so yeah, I missed my point. That was just another long of, hey, I missed it. Nah, too scared. Yeah. Story of my life. Ooh, baby. Yeah. Actually, left early today. Moving on from my disastrous love life. Actually, let's go back to it in a few minutes. I don't know. Just really having a thinking of, sometimes being alone is always good, but I just wish I was able to. I know this keep peeing myself over and over again, but it would be just nice to have somebody special. Of course I do, but unfortunately she's on the other side of the country. Moving along. I got left early today and actually got my teeth cleaned. This is my six month cleaning. Me pissed off the girl who was cleaning my teeth. So, lying down, she asked, of course, you can't really lie to doctors. Even people who are cleaning your freaking teeth. Hey, how often you brush? I was like, I guess the real answer said, I don't keep track, which is also a bad answer, which I usually do one a day in the morning before I leave. And it's like, I don't know, 1, 2 times a day at least, maybe. It's kind of like a real attitude about it. It's like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, I know, I have shitty brushing habits. I'm sorry. Like, literally, there's some days I, like, lying in bed, it's like, I know I should go brush my teeth, but I just want to watch one more Twitter video real quick. I just want to catch up on last night. What happened during the night? See if Houston, or close to clinch. Yeah, I got shitty habits. Weekends I usually don't brush my teeth. I'm sorry. I mean, I probably should have said on the hey, it's against my religion to do stuff on the weekends, which I can't really make something up right on the spot unless I'm got a really thought out plan. But yeah, I'm sorry. Tell you what, that drill, poking my freaking gums. Yeah. And from like the last several times I got goggles. This chick didn't give me goggles while she was working. I got debris in my eye. What the fuck? Then the doctor comes in. Yada yada yada. It sounded like Celine Dion. I was like, just get me out of here. It's like, I'm just doing my check. I'm just going through the motions. It's bad enough the drive out here was shit. Even for 2 o'clock in the afternoon, heading west. All these damn tourists. Anyways, plus is I got like $50 off credit, and it was only cost me like $20 to get clean. So I got that going for me, and I wanted to go see the new Naked Gun movie. I was right there. It was right there. I looked on it. I got out just in time. I was like, "You're right here. You're right here. Just go." But then a little voice said, "Don't know about that. Don't know what kind of jerks are driving right now." So I was like, "Tomorrow's another day." But you're right there. I know. But then again, I had to come home. Also, like I said, I made him pissed her off. Really good. I didn't really trust how long she said, "Hey, oh yeah, you can fucking buy that pretzel and drink right there. I was like, after the, I don't trust you. I don't trust it. So, yeah. How about that? Oh, fuck it, I'll go tomorrow. What do I else have to do? It's hot. At least time I get out, people will be at mostly the fair, because the reason why Snoop Doggy Dogg is going to be at the fair. Not my T, neither is Def Leppard. But also another thing, now this is a nice little road connecting from my work to the west side of town. There's a small bit I had to go. It's cut off because they're doing road work or widening the road. I don't know. Either way, it's a very inconvenient thing for me right now. So I have to go literally. I don't trust people on the highway, even though going through town is just as the same amount of time. Yeah. Exactly. So, I knew I had something else I wanted to talk about. Unfortunately, it slipped my mind. I didn't write it down. The only thing I can think of wanting to talk about is been trying to think of a good idea for a redneck romance movie. Not a romance movie, but a redneck novel. You know, you see all these romance novels that take place in the South, or but there's no real pure redneck or hillbilly romance. I'm not talking about West Virginia or Kentucky kind of loving where they're doing stupid shit. I'm talking about songs that sounds like from a Jason Aldean love song, or what's that? She's in love with a boy. Was it? Or Alan Jackson song. Trisha Yearwood, Mrs. Trisha Yearwood as being Trisha Yearwood, and husband is Garth Brooks. I was right. I would say Garth Brooks. I was actually thinking of Billy Ray Cyrus. Remember him? He had a stupid mullet. Yeah. You know what? I actually remember what else I wanted to talk about. So, last Friday I was off, and I was like, I took it off because I contemplating was going to the Monster Truck Show. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to pack the traffic of the state fair. So, took the day off for a little me time. Got up early and got an oil change. Came home, scrolling through the phone. I think I was playing video games and cleaning out some junk mail. And who was like, if you could resubscribe now, for 3 months, it would be like $6. I was like, son of a bitch, I'm in. So, King of the Hill, the revival, the continuation, or King of the Hill, the next generation, sort of. So, watch all 10 episodes. If you're going to say here and now, haven't watched or not planning to watch it anytime soon, here's some spoilers. So, who wants spoilers, good day. Who don't want spoilers, good day, I mean. Anyways, I'm going to spoil some shit for you. Now, first episode, The Return of the King. Love it. Loved the episode. It was kind of like a nice warm blanket. Hank Hill coming back from, overseas from work. And, the world of Arlington, Texas changed. Things got weird. Boomhauer has a stepson. Daniel ran for mayor. Won. Bill was confined to his house because of the 2020 thing. And, this stupid stuff like, they were taking Uber and it was, not, like a regular car. It was, when some cars you stop, it turns off, and when you hit the gas pedal, it turns back on. It goes. It's stupid. And, they were contemplating, hey, let's go back and yada, yada, yada. Anyways, they don't. Episode 2. Hank and Bobby in a brewing competition. It was alright. Hank Hill made a good point that beer doesn't need a story to be good, because it just needs to be cold. When I get older, I get more like Hank Hill, even though I like Bobby. Meanwhile, Connie is in school. Bobby's working for Wayne. He has a 50% ownership with seeing what Ted was Sanson's kid. I forget his name. And he has a restaurant and whatnot. And episode 3, Bobby gets accused of cultural appropriation, and the Heels and Goebbels go to George W. Bush's library, where it all falls apart in hilarious fashion. Also, Hank gets really pissy. Oh, didn't use propane, I tell you what. Which, whatever. Episode 4, it's mainly, it's a great point of, hey, people retire who are busy, active during their work life. When they're retired, got nothing to do. Sometimes, it's hard to assimilate, hard to, keep active and whatnot. So episode 4 is, I guess, is it like a handyman service app? I don't know what it's referring to, but it's kind of like you can hire somebody to just put up curtains, pay them for some reason. There's an app for that. Bobby learns that Connie is dating his business partner, basically his boss, mostly. And actually made a good point of Connie and Shane with Sansa are in a E&M, not traditional or have an open relationship. And it's funny because apparently you gotta get approval of people and shit in this open relationship stuff. That's why I'm too greedy. I like a closed relationship. Damn it. But this is a sweet moment where they sing, going back to Trisha Yearwood, how do I live without you? I want to know, how do I breathe without you? Do my with you by my side? Ever survive? How do I breathe without you? There will be no sun in my life, and I can't remember all the words. So basically, if you want to catch up on that, it's the one episode with Bobby has gout. They were throwing back to, and they had like a little karaoke scene. Then Hank discovers Bill is worked at a barber shop, and so he was married to Peggy. Bobby discovers Connie and Wayne's San's relationship. Eventually, Bobby meets this girl named Willow, which I think I would. What happens next in the next episode? Bobby and Hank go to a Cowboys fantasy camp with Widow, and Widow's dad used to work for the Cowboys back a few years ago, previous in the show, I guess. And well, let's say Rick James would have loved it. But yeah, he breaks up with Willow, which I don't know. Willow was kind of free, wild, and dangerous. Something I think Bobby should have dive into. Yeah, she's gone. I guess for now. Also in the same episode, you don't think those neighborhood free books you can always check out. Take a book, leave a book type thing. They make a good point in this episode. Not going to really spoil that. That's something that would be like, ugh. Never thought of that. In episode 8, you find out the Super Nuisance phones are divorced. Poor Con. Thank you, Never Vacations. In episode 9, GH actually comes back into the show for one episode, and Peggy breaks her knee. Hilarious ensues with that pencil game where you try to break them. And last episode is John Racorn needs help in trapping some wild pigs, which there are wild pigs out in Texas. And Peggy and Hank are looking for something to invest in their retirement to make more money, yada yada yada. Soon, pig trapping business starts, and then Hank fearing, since, this is going to get bad, then, gets on board and craps the bed. So, yeah. That's the general overview of season 14, King of the Hill. I give a good solid B plus. Probably eventually rewatch it again, because why not? Started watching Always Sunny, but I'm going to have to wait till all 2 episodes are out. But I guess in the meantime, I watched The Monkey. Not very good. CGI is overdone. That's just a little snippet. But yeah. Well, I've been talking for 40 minutes. Or having good 40 minutes right now. But I'm hungry. I need to get some dinner in me because it's about bedtime. So, until next time, keep rocking in the free world. And, by the way, I made a music playlist I'll probably go over next time if I can remember. So, keep on rocking in the free world and always play it pretty for Stella.